Hi, ladies. How is everybody doing today? Happy Valentine's Day. I wanted to come to you today and I wanted to share some thoughts about where we are, you know, today, Valentine's Day. And I know that each and every one of us are in a different place. And I want to take a minute and just give you some suggestions for something I would like to encourage all of us to do. And I'm going to read from 14 different suggestions for pampering ourselves. And I want to suggest that we start today with the list that I'm going to give us, and that we take the next 6 days, that's today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we take the next 6 days to pick one thing each day out of the 14 that I'm going to suggest. And then I want to ask you to do me a favor and comment in our widows group which one you did each day. And you can comment daily, or you can wait until you've done all 6 of them and comment on what you did and why you chose those ones and what it did for you, how it made you feel. So I want to suggest that we focus on us. And what came to me as I was thinking about talking to you guys about this morning was we don't have our husbands anymore to celebrate Valentine's Day with. However, we do have God to celebrate Valentine's Day with. And we are His bride. Whether we have a spouse or not, we're still His bride. And so we need to do things that will make us feel better about ourselves, about where we are in our process of finding ourselves in our new future. And so we need to feel good about ourselves, and we need to pamper ourselves, because the better we feel about ourselves, the better we can feel about God. And the better we feel about God, the better we'll feel about serving Him, being in His Word, and doing for others and reaching out to others. So that was my thought process for what I want to share with you. So I found this on the internet, and I want to talk about each one just for a minute or so. So this particular one that I sought out, it says 14 ways to pamper yourself this Valentine's Day. And I'm only going to read this first part, and then we're just going to talk about it. They said, for some, February 14th is an opportunity to prove to your significant other just how much you love them. Well, we've done that for years and years and years, and they know. And so they said, for others, Valentine's Day is more of a manufactured holiday that's about selling cards and chocolates. That's true of most of the holidays, I think. You've always got, people want to make money on it, but what you do for others also, they love, and it feels good. What I'm suggesting this year is that we do things for ourselves so that we can feel better about us, so we can do even more for others in the future. So the last thing they say is, this year, we encourage you to celebrate your own self. Pamper yourself this February 14th. And I'm suggesting to do this for the next 6 days. So write down these 14 suggestions that I'm going to share. And then pick 6 of them. Comment below what 6 that you picked and why. And then in our widows group, tell us what you picked, why, and how it made you feel after you did it. And the purpose is to make you feel better with each one that you pick. So pick ones that are meaningful to you, that will uplift you and not make you more sad. Okay? So with that, the first one, I almost passed, is take a bubble bath. And you know, I've always envisioned, I've never done this, I've always envisioned being in the bathtub and it's full of bubbles and it's a romantic atmosphere, but it doesn't have to be for someone. We can do it for ourselves because I just imagine it. I imagine it would feel wonderful. So the bathtub's full, it's full of bubbles. The lights are dimmed or off, candles all the way around the bathtub. Some kind of music in a low tone that we like, whether it's Christian music or whatever it is. I recommend not romantic music under our situation. And then if you like a glass of wine, sit in the bathtub with the bubbles and have a bubbly. And if you don't, then maybe a sparkling water or something, and pour it in a pretty glass. And just lean back and think good thoughts, think positive thoughts. So a bubble bath would be the first one of my suggestions. The second one would be to go shopping and buy yourself a colorful plant or some flowers. And if your husband was the type that loved to bring you flowers, like my husband brought me roses all the time. I loved it. And so the last thing I would do is buy myself roses, because this is not in remembrance of him. It's finding a new me and what makes me feel good. I still have those awesome feelings of him and what he did for me, and I'll never forget those. However, if you go buy yourself a plant or flowers, I recommend it be something else that you like. You know, this is daffodil season, poppy season. If you like those, buy some of those. Just something for yourself. And number 3 would be to take a walk outside. And if you're not a walker and it's cold, which it is in a lot of places right now, bundle up and I don't like the cold, but I'm going to say this because it feels like it has a purpose to it. Bundle up and go out in that cold and see your breath. You know, if you live in a cold climate, I know you do this all the time. If you don't, you probably, odds are you did at one point. And just imagine your breath, you know, when you're outdoors and you're walking. And if you walk all the time, then take a different path. Don't take the same path. Find new things. Go to a park or take a hike with a hiking group if you are in a climate that you can do that right now. So the third one would be take a walk outside and enjoy the outdoors. And the fourth one would be set aside time to read a good book or a magazine. And I think this is a great idea, and I would not recommend a romantic novel for obvious reasons. But what I would recommend is a self-help book where maybe they offer even more suggestions for personal growth. I like autobiographies. So if you do find a woman that you respect, admire, look up to, we even have great women in the Bible. Doesn't have to be an outdoor book, you know. Open your Bible and read the story of one of the women that you respect there, and read it with a new vision, and write down some of the things that you, the aha moments that you get out of the book that you can apply to your own life maybe. So that would be number 4. Set aside time to read that good book or magazine. Number 5, and I suggested this already in the group, and I don't know how many of you have done it, and you might want to go back in the Facebook group and find out where I talked about that. And that is, write a letter to yourself describing the things you love about you. And that did not come from this. That came from my heart when I suggested that for us. And so go back to where it's just a couple of posts back of mine, where I talked about writing a love letter to you. And so read about that and think about doing that, and find things, because we lose ourselves in more than one way when we lose a spouse, because obviously we lose part of ourselves, a big part of ourselves. But there's a lot of things in our everyday life that we may feel maybe less than because of circumstances in the relationship or toward the end, or you just may have some issues. And so write a love letter to yourself saying positive things about some of those things that you're doubting. Have you ever heard, take a piece of paper and on one side you write the negatives, and then on the right side you write the positives that are opposite to the negative? And those are like, negatives would be like your feelings. And then in the positive, you would write a positive for your feeling that's opposite of the negative. And so you can start there and do that, and then write the love letter to yourself using the positives that you found when you did the comparison of the negative and the positive. So there's the thought. So write a love letter to yourself. Number 6, schedule a massage. You can go get a pedicure and pay the extra money to have them massage your feet and legs for 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, it feels great. And a lot of places, if you go to get a pedicure, they'll offer like a 10-minute, I can say this, shoulder massage. And so while they're doing your feet and legs, get your shoulders massaged, and it feels wonderful. And they even go up into your hair and your scalp. Oh, it's awesome. So pamper yourself, get a massage, get a pedicure, get a manicure, put a pretty color on, one of your favorite colors. My girlfriend Stephanie, her favorite color is like a really pretty light blue. And so she always, whenever she gets her fingernails or her toenails done, she always has that color put on in one hue of it or another. So find one of your favorite colors and do that. Number 7, it says enroll in a yoga, fitness, or any type of class that offers a subject that you're interested in. And you don't have to enroll in something. If you want to, that would be great if you could do that, because it would put you out among other people. Enroll in a yoga, and so a lot of times they have adult education programs in the colleges, and they'll have like a 6-week yoga class or different things like that. So take something like that and get to know some new people. That's a great idea. And if you can't get out, then go on YouTube. And there's all kinds of exercises on there, from deep physical exercises to chair exercises. So anything that you can do for your body, find something and just go to YouTube and find something. If you're able to get out and be active, by all means, see what you can find in your area. But if not, there's plenty on YouTube. And when you are actively doing something like taking the walk and doing a physical exercise, you're stimulating your endorphins. And when you stimulate your endorphins, you just feel better. You have better feelings. And so I really encourage that as well. It's an awesome thing to do. And number 8 is detoxify your body. And if you go to a gym, they have a sauna, steam room or something like that. Go in there and sit in there for the allotted time on that. I detoxify my body once a week with a nutritional cleansing product that I use. And I do that every week, and it cleans the toxins and impurities out of my cells and keeps my body healthier. And it wouldn't hurt for me at the same time to go to a sauna or a spa or something and spend a few minutes in there in that hot thing. You know what? Another thing too, I've heard a lot of people really like, I've not tried it. I'm stiff as a board, so I'd have to take a real simple yoga class if I did that. But I've heard people taking something called Bikram yoga, and it's yoga in a sauna or a steam room. They get really hot. But it really detoxifies the body. You know, I believe that the product that I use is important because it really gets deep down into the cells and gets out all the unhealthy stuff. But the sauna and the spa and the Bikram yoga, those are all great ideas too. Number 9, eat your favorite meal. And you can go out to a restaurant if you want and sit at the nicest table in the restaurant and treat yourself. Or you can go to the grocery store and buy your favorite. Maybe you like a good steak or a lobster or some shrimp or something like that. So buy a quality one and go home and fix that. And while you're fixing it, have some music on and just have those feel-good feelings while you're cooking for you. And you can be cooking for you and God. So cook something nice for yourself or go to an awesome restaurant. Number 10, they suggest is take a nap. You know, if you guys are anything like me, you know, I'm 4 years into this and I'm so much healthier and better today than I was 4 years ago, even 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And some of you know that. My goodness, I had one of you ladies say she had been a widow for 22 years, another one for 17, another one for 11. Deep breath. So they say take a nap. I think we've taken plenty of naps. So honestly, I would not recommend taking a nap because we're already doing that. So don't make that a priority because I think that's something we already do. Number 11, spend time with a puppy or a kitten or a pet, whether it's yours or someone else's. You know, you can go to, you used to be able to go to the pet stores, but now they mostly have dogs in different places for adoption. So it's hard to find a new puppy or a kitty. But if you go to the pound a lot of times, you can see new kitties, and they have a big area where they have them, but they also have cats in like a separate area where they're in cages, and they have, I don't know, where I go, which is where I got my cat 13, 14 years ago. And they have them in cages, nice size cages, and they were in a trailer. And so they had like 2 rows. And I just went in there and I petted every kitty, big or little. I petted them, I talked to them. They loved it. They loved having their ears and their head scratched and their belly scratched. And I talked to each one of them, made friends with them. So something like that is awesome as well. Number 12, I sort of talked about this one already. They talked about a massage, and I took it to the next level and said, you know, give yourself a facial or a manicure or a pedicure or a foot bath. So if you want to, you could give yourself a facial. You know, I was afraid to have a facial and it took me years before I finally did one. And oh my gosh, it was the most incredible thing in the world. So if you have never had a facial, go have that. It's awesome. So you can do that. And fix yourself a yummy dessert. You know, if you have a favorite dessert, go buy it at the store and bring it home and eat it, watching your favorite movie or YouTube or something, or Netflix or YouTube, or a favorite TV movie with your favorite dessert. How's that sound? Yummy. And number 14 was book yourself a vacation, and they're recommending to go somewhere elaborate. I would say if you live in a nice city or close to one, and you've got a beautiful hotel that you would love to have spent the night in and never have, book yourself a night there and do some of the things there. Have your favorite meal. Book yourself a night in the hotel. Have your favorite meal delivered to you in the room. Oh my gosh, this is sounding yummy. And your favorite dessert. And bring your bubble bath with you. Buy some pretty bubble bath and candles. And in the hotel, in their luxurious bathroom, set up your bubble bath in there. Oh my gosh. And your cell phone, you can turn that on and get any kind of music you want. We've covered taking a vacation, overnight in a hotel, your favorite meal, your favorite dessert, a bubble bath. There's 4 out of 6. Oh my gosh, that's sounding fun. I like that idea. So there's some great ideas, and the bottom line is I just want you to know that my heart for you is to treat yourself, to pamper yourself, to love on yourself today and every day. But for this week, pick 6 things and do 1 a day, unless you do the hotel thing. And then maybe you could fit some others in the other days. So I hope you have fun with this. Enjoy it. And remember, if nobody else tells you today, I love you. Have an awesome day. Come back next week and see me, won't you? Bye-bye.